attention. What's going on this morning? I'm out getting my gig hustle on. Today's topic: how do you run a Bitcoin backed gig hustle business? Now, gig hustle or gig work, it could be a number of these apps that you use your phone to log into, do a task, and then be paid. You have to first qualify for whichever gig it is that you're going for, right? If you're going to be driving, just know this: all of them you're going to be driving. If you're doing anything that's got to do with dealing with people or packages, you're going to be driving. There are gigs where you don't have to drive. You can do gigs at home, and they're not as liquid as the ride share or foods delivery or package delivery. It's not going to be as liquid as that, right? But you can find gigs outside driving. But in this case, we're going to talk about drive gigs. The first thing about having a driving gig, the first thing you want is a reliable vehicle. That is going to be the first part. A reliable vehicle will be a vehicle that has 4 excellent tires, brakes good, all your inspections are good, everything is good. Though none of the, except now rideshare, unless your car is 3 years old or older, rideshare does not require any inspections. The packaging business doesn't require any inspection at all. So if you got an older model vehicle and you wanted to do gig deliveries, then that's available to you. The second most important thing you'll want to have is a good, clean driving record. Your background check will be done by CheckR, which is a third party who's chosen to do the background checks for when you're doing Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, any of them. They do your background check, and it's one organization, and they can be in the way, right? You could have an old driving record, even though they've changed driving records and histories since January of 2025. And I still hear some people having issues with that driving thing. But again, the first thing you want to have is a good, reliable vehicle. The second thing, a good, clean record. Then the second thing you'll want to do is you'll want to apply, right? Any one of these apps you can go to online, apply, download the app, and wait to receive word. Most of the apps, they respond pretty quickly. Amazon, though, you may go on a waiting list. But that waiting list is it's worth it. It's worth the wait. Myself, when I first done Amazon, I was on the waiting list for about 3 weeks. And then when I was approved, I was already doing other gigs. So I put Amazon on the back burner for quite a while, actually, for a few months. And then one day I had it because I do Lyft. Lyft was going through some maintenance, some updates that they had to do during a regular work day. So with that, I said, this is a perfect time for me to try Amazon. And boy, oh boy, am I glad I did that. Now, the thing about Amazon is you know exactly what you're gonna make. You know about how long you're gonna be driving to make that certain amount. And you know, those payments are guaranteed. Unless you don't complete the route or something like that, you'll be able to complete that route. Now, with that being said, when you gigging with Amazon, you have to pull up to the hub and figure out which route they're going to give you. Now, I also love Roadie and a couple of other apps. I love Roadie because not only do you get to make the money, but you get to know where you're going, how long the ride is, things of that nature. Right now, I'm on my way to Flint to do this gig. I'm basically here already. I started this live a little late. Meant to get to it a little earlier. But I'm on US 23 North, headed to the money. All right, guys. Again, I just wanted to talk about how you run this gig, hustle, Bitcoin business. You know, once you're approved, start doing your route. And then first, you're going to connect your financial instruments, your bank, or what have you. Hopefully, you got a debit card, because the debit card you to get rapid pay, instant pay. As soon as you're done with the gig or the task, you're paid immediately, as long as you have everything. So, with that being said, once you're connected and you do your first gig and that money download to you, now your second thing is you have to have a way to be able to buy the Bitcoin. So the next thing you'll need is you're going to need a wallet, a Web3 wallet, such as a Trust wallet, or it could be a hardware wallet such as Tangem or some other type of wallet. Then once you got that wallet, and for newcomers, your first time getting into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, I'm going to advise you to go through Coinbase. Coinbase is a trusted entity. When you're at Coinbase, you don't have to worry about people stealing your identity and stuff like that. They have a pretty robust system with good security. The next thing, now that you're on Coinbase, and now that you're going to have to connect your financial instrument. Now, you could do this with ACH, your checking account, or any of the accounts. But again, the fastest and most duplicatable way is to have a debit card that will allow rapid payment. That's extremely important in this example that I'm giving you guys, because along with that rapid payment, you want to be able to purchase Bitcoin just as rapidly. The velocity of your money, you want the money to move just as fast as you purchase into Bitcoin. Then from there, once you finish your gig, the money downloads into that financial instrument that you have. You go over to Coinbase. Don't wait until later after you eat and you stop at home and all that. Get rid of the money before you do anything, because bills have a tendency to disrupt your plan. Remember, this plan is to secure your future with wealth in the future. by using Bitcoin as leverage. And in the beginning, you're going to be going through accumulation. You're just going to be buying Bitcoin. You're not worried about the price of Bitcoin. You're not trading. You know, you got all these people who want to advise you on, oh man, the price is high and this and that. They don't know nothing about trading. They've never been in the environment where they had to buy low, sell high, you know. And in that case that they were, this Bitcoin is a different animal. We're not worried about the price of Bitcoin at all because it's leverage. I can use Bitcoin as leverage to get loans, to do a million different things with, because Bitcoin is property. And with property, you're able to do a number of different things. All right. That's my spiel on how you run a Bitcoin backed business. All right, I got to get to my Bitcoin hustle. I got to get to my gig hustle. Catch you guys on the next live.